Hello, this is the Bible in fewer words. We are Carol and Steve Wells. This is episode 216, the book of Daniel, chapter 8. We want to take a minute to thank Rayano, as he is our latest patron through Patreon. Rayano shared with us the saying that he likes: extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. That was made famous by Carl Sagan, astrobiologist and science communicator. Thanks so much, Rayano. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Carol. Last time it was the first year of Belshazzar's reign. Now it's the third year.
Okay. Belshazzar is still around.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and have another vision.
Yeah, Daniel's second vision.
In the first person.
Yep.
Okay. Let's go.
Okay, chapter 8. In the third year of the reign of King Belshazzar, another vision came to me. I saw a ram with two horns, one higher than the other, but I think he means longer than the other.
Yeah.
You know, as we go through this vision,
Yes?
see if you can interpret it for us.
I'll do my best. Verse 4. The ram pushed west, north, and south. No one could control him. He did whatever he wanted. Well, that might mean that the leaders will come from one of those places. Or, no, coming from the east.
From the east,
Yes.
yeah. It sounds like maybe there's two, really, because he's emphasizing the horns.
Oh, yes.
So what he's actually talking about here, I don't want to spoil. Well, yeah, I'll go ahead and spoil it.
Go ahead.
Is the Medo-Persian Empire. So
like in the middle?
the Medes and the Persians.
Mm-hmm.
So he's lumping them together into one empire.
And one is stronger than the other?
Yeah, I think it's Persia. He's probably thinking it as being the longer horn or the higher horn. Mm-hmm.
Okay. As I was watching this goat, another goat came from the west, hovering over the ground. It had a horn between his eyes. Hey, that's a unicorn.
Yeah, that's right. The one-horned ram attacked the ram with two horns. So it's kind of flying. It's hovering over the ground and flying.
Yes.
And it's going really fast.
Uh-huh.
And it's coming from the west.
Oh, well, the other guys were coming from the west, too. Or the other guys?
No, they're coming from the east toward the west.
You're right.
So they were coming more from Asia, right?
Okay.
Maybe from Mesopotamia,
Mm-hmm.
east of Judea. Now they're coming from the west.
Yeah.
And coming really hard and strong.
And jabbing him in the middle of the forehead.
So who do you think?
Okay. Not Nebuchadnezzar.
No, that's gone. No, Nebuchadnezzar isn't even going to enter into this.
Apothesar. No.
Alexander the Great.
Oh, Alexander the Great.
Yeah, so he's coming from Greece, right?
Oh, yeah?
From the west,
Huh.
attacking, and he did that.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Verse 7. He smote the two-horned ram, broke his horns, cast him to the ground, and stomped on him.
The one-horned ram broke his horn, and out of it came four more horns toward the four winds of heaven.
Okay.
So Alexander the Great
Yeah.
conquered the Persian kingdom in 335 BC. So that's
Okay.
what's going on here. He's the one-horned ram. But he didn't live very long, and his generals ended up taking over after his death. So they're kind of fighting over what's left, the scraps that are left over. And there's four of them that were particularly prominent.
And those are the four horns.
Those are the four horns.
Ah, I'm starting to get the hang of this now.
Yeah.
Verse 9. A small horn grew out of one of the four horns, which became large and pointed towards the south and the east. So that's only if the ram doesn't move around. I think.
Yeah, that's a good point. But now you probably know what this one is. I think we've talked about him before.
You're giving me way too much credit here. A small horn. Okay.
He's the guy that desecrated the temple, that put the statue of Zeus in the temple, and he forbade the Jews from doing Jewish things like observing the Sabbath or eating kosher foods or circumcising their kids.
Yes.
All that was outlawed. And it
In
was
the last
outlined-
episode.
Yeah, and it was outlined by a guy, one of the Seleucid kings,
Whose name rhymes with?
I'm not sure what it rhymes with, but it's Antiochus.
Oh, Antiochus.
Antiochus the Fourth Epiphanes.
That's what I was looking for when I answered the first question.
Yeah,
Instead of Alexander, I was looking for Antiochus.
That's right.
So this horn grew into heaven and cast down some of the stars to the ground and stomped on them.
Yeah, no, I don't know what it's talking about there.
Good, because I don't either. And it cast the truth to the ground. That's the horn. The horn is doing that.
Antiochus. Mhm.
Antiochus. Okay.
I suppose that's the truth of the Jewish
Jews.
religion.
Okay.
Then I heard one saint speaking to another saint, who said to the other saint, "How long will this vision last?"
He said, for 2,300 days. Then the sanctuary will be cleaned. Okay, now I have to do math and figure out how many years that is.
Well, sometimes this is 2,300 days and nights. So some people think that he's talking not about 2,300, but 1,150 days.
Okay. Yeah.
And a lot of times the days is a year. And so sometimes people do that thing, with making years and make it a prophecy about the future. But what this one is pretty clearly about is the length of time between when Antiochus defiled the temple by putting Zeus in there. He was breaking the rules. So that was a desecration of the temple. And then when the Maccabees revolt came, and they took the temple back and cleaned it up and restored it. And it turns out that was about 3 years between the desecration of the temple and the restoration of the temple. Yeah, that's what Hanukkah's all about.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I am learning so much, Steve.
Yeah. Well,
let's see how much I retain.
Anyway, 2,300 is too many days for that.
Yes.
Right? I mean,
so they made it what they needed.
Well, if you cut that in half, it gets pretty close to the actual
Maccabee cleanup.
According to the first Maccabees, the length of time was exactly 3 years.
Really?
Yeah. So this is all covered. What we're talking about here is covered in the books of Maccabees, in the Apocrypha.
Okay. Are we going to do the Apocrypha?
I don't know. We probably should.
So, verse 16. I wondered what this all meant. And then someone appeared who looked like a man.
I heard a man's voice say, "Gabriel, help this man understand the vision."
And who is Gabriel?
Yeah. You've heard of Gabriel before, right?
Oh, yeah. The archangel.
Yeah. But what did you hear him doing? What do you know about him? Sorry for the quiz here. That's not
It's
nice.
not fair.
Yeah.
He told Mary she was going to have a baby.
Exactly. The Annunciation, right? Yeah, he was there and he made it so that she did have a baby. I don't know exactly how he did that, but he did.
Good for him.
Yeah. There's only 2 places in the Bible where the archangel Gabriel, or the angel Gabriel, he's pretty undefined as to what the heck he is. Sometimes just called a man.
Yeah.
But the angel Gabriel only shows up in the book of Daniel here.
Really?
And also in the Gospel of Luke. Yeah.
That I did not know.
When he came near, he's talking here about Gabriel.
Yeah.
I fell on my face. But he said to me, "Understand this, Son of Man, the vision is for the time of the end."
Or the end of times.
Yeah, I think that's what he's talking about here. Mm-hmm.
I fell asleep while he spoke to me, but he touched me and set me upright.
So he fell asleep while he was asleep. That's kind of rude.
I know, I do that sometimes.
Yeah. He said, "I'll let you know what will happen in the last end of the indignation. The end will be at the appointed time."
All right, made that clear. The 2-horned ram.
So now he's going to explain what we just figured out. We didn't even need his help. We know it right now.
And this is Gabriel?
Yeah.
Okay. Verse 20. The 2-horned ram that you saw are the kings of Media and Persia.
The other goat is the king of Greece, and the big horn between his eyes is the first king.
Alexander the Great.
Yeah.
Okay. A fierce-looking king will stand up in the latter time of their kingdoms.
Which is?
Antiochus.
Antiochus.
Okay.
He'll be powerful, destroy wonderfully, and prosper. and he'll destroy the mighty and the holy people. And of course, that's the Jews.
Mm-hmm. He'll magnify himself, destroy many people, and stand up against the Prince of Princes. But he'll be broken.
The morning and evening visions are true, so shut up the visions for many days.
Does he mean like close your eyes and keep them in your brain?
I think what he means, keep them secret. Don't tell anybody.
Okay.
They're true, but don't tell anybody.
I mean, he might forget what they are, don't you think? I think he ought to write them down.
Well, I think he did. See, that's what we got here.
Oh, you're right. How silly of me.
Yeah.
Okay, the last verse, 27. And I, Daniel, fainted and was sick for a few days. And then I got up and did the king's business. I was astonished by the vision, but didn't understand it.
Yeah, what's not to understand?
And Gabriel just told him all about it.
And he's already been through this like 2 or 3 times. He knows the story he's telling here.
Yes.
And he even had Archangel Gabriel explain it all to him.
Yeah.
But he still doesn't understand. What is wrong with that guy?
I don't know.
I want to just say a couple things here to end up here. But he'll be broken. Did you notice that in verse 25?
Yes.
Well, that's talking about Antiochus. It probably happened right around the time that Antiochus was persecuting the people, and maybe even before the Maccabees were doing their successful revolt against him. But that's going to happen. What the book of 2nd Maccabees says about Antiochus' death,
Yeah.
the God of Israel struck him with an incurable and invisible plague. A dreadful pain in his bowels came upon him, and bitter torments of the inner parts, so that worms swarmed out of the body of this man, and whilst he lived in sorrow and pain, his flesh fell off, and the filthiness of his smell was noisome. And the man that thought he could reach to the stars of heaven, no man could endure to carry for the intolerable stench.
That is really descriptive.
Yeah, that's 2nd Maccabees chapter 9, verses 5 through 10.
When we read the phrase here, but he'll be broken,
That's
we could put like equals and read that whole little thing.
That's right.
That's how he's going to be broken.
He's going to be broken by God. This is God giving him this incurable disease. You remember, we've had other guys, kings, that have had incurable diseases of their bowels, or their bowels fell out. And now he's doing it to Antiochus.
That God has pretty amazing powers to mess with people's bowels.
So the Maccabees books are pretty entertaining. So.
Yes, they are. They're coming up.
Well, they're not in the Bible. They're not in
they're in the Apocrypha.
Yeah. Protestants don't consider them to be a part of the canon of the Bible. Catholics do.
Oh. Okay, well, thanks for making this clear. And all the quiz questions. I really like those.
I'm sorry. That's kind of mean.
That's okay. And listeners, thanks for staying with us. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.